Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I want to start by admitting to something. Do you know what it is? I used to wonder who watched all these traditional C-dramas, like who were even watching them. They were releasing so much, like almost the same amount as the modern day dramas, like normal C-dramas. I was wondering who is even watching these dramas. I don't know why people watch them. That was last year, and today this is a new me, and I'm in a phase where I have to watch a traditional drama. It can be Chinese, it can be Korean, it can be anything, but I have to watch a historical period drama. I am obsessed with them this year. I don't know why I am like this, but I watch a drama and then I saw the reviews of it and the comments of it, and they say like, if you like this drama, you should watch this other one. If you like that drama, then you should watch this other one. So I'm like, okay, we're in a never-ending chain. So I have entered the chain, and I am hoping this never really ends because I am enjoying every single second of it. And today we are reviewing a historical Chinese drama, and that is Zhu Yu, which is Pursuit of Jade slash Chasing Jade. I fell in love with this drama, of course, by watching the edits on YouTube or TikTok, and I was really intrigued to watch it because everyone was saying like this drama captured Zhang Linghe's like charms the best, and his visuals were the best that he had ever shown to the cameras and to the people, to the viewers. And people were saying like it is because he hasn't shown much of a facial expression, because his character was cold this time, like he wasn't showing any kind of expression because he was like a general of some sort. He was like a really up in the ladder in the leaders. He was like had an army of some sort, so he was really powerful in this drama. So he didn't really need to, or really had a chance to like show his facial expressions much, because in like the first like 5 episodes he was sick and he was not well. He was always lying down and he was like not really feeling well because he was injured, because a stab wound doesn't really heal that fast. And in the drama it was realistic. He didn't heal in like an episode. He healed slower like a normal person. And of course Tian Wei is playing the female lead of this drama, and in this drama she has a really powerful role. This character, Fan Changyu, is a really powerful woman. She is a butcher. She had lost her parents recently in an accident. In the start of this drama, it starts like this. And she is doing everything to survive for her and for her little sister. I think she is 5 or 6 years old in the drama. She is very little. Fan Changyu is like 19 to 20 years old. She is much older, and she is like, okay, my parents passed away, I lost them, I missed them, but I have to survive for me and my sister. So she of course picked up some skills from her father, because her father was a butcher as well. So she is trying to survive by butchering pigs. And in the very beginning of the drama we see like a funeral taking place and in this funeral, for people to like eat or some sort, they butcher pigs and cook them really well. They braise the pork and they hand it out to people, so it's a good deed. So Fan Changyu had lost their parents, and in this neighborhood they are trying to support each other like really well. Everyone knows each other. It is not a really big neighborhood. Everyone knows each other. Everyone tries to support each other. just so she has lost her parents, so we should help her out. And they call her to the funeral to butcher the pigs and cook for them, like braise the pork. They have a really famous recipe. The recipe is unknown. She has this special recipe that she got from her father, and she's doing that. And in that funeral, I think she is bullied. I think the other people is being really mean to her about like her parents passing. What could she have done to like not that to happen? She didn't really have anything that she could do. They have passed away, they have lost their lives, and she now has to survive. And they're saying like, is she able to possess his father's butchering skills in like cooking pigs or pork? They're just commenting on every other little thing. And Fan Chang-yu, our female lead, is really not feeling herself. She's just trying to get some money and get away from that funeral. And I think it was a funeral, if I'm not confused, because it had 40 episodes. Yes, it had 40 episodes, and it is really infamous for the traditional historical dramas to be twice as long as the modern day ones, because there's so much happening, there's so many characters, and everyone has their story, not really expressing or showing every little thing to the viewers, but you are curious about the second lead couple. Like, they really popped off with the second couple, which is Changyu's bestie. Not really bestie. In the beginning of the drama, they're not really besties. She is just her boss. And that couple, Kong Shuar and Deng Kai, has really taken off to the point that they had like a Hello Saturday episode where there was no female lead and male lead. They were just there for like the second couple, and they were really famous because they are portraying a family in this drama, 3 people family, and it is a really toxic love. This is why they have, I think, catched everyone's attention, because the male lead of the second couple was so toxic that everyone was like, no way, no way, no way. And the second couple's female lead was like a really intelligent person, where she was like pretending to love him, but at the same time she was running away. So she was actively trying to run away with her son. Spoiler alert, they have a son. And that's it for the second couple, because they have a really special story. And from some point on, I really watched the drama for them, because I was like getting bored. Like, there is 40 episodes, I cannot watch this in one single night or 2 nights. So it had taken a lot of time. It had to be done in like multiple days. I had to watch it for a longer period of time, so I had given my time to this one, and I was like, okay, I can do this. We have to watch it till the end. I have to do this. I am gonna review this drama. I want to review this drama so bad, because it is so popular, and I was wondering why they liked it. Number 1, cinematography. There's a feast for the eyes. Everything that you see in this drama, you could take a screenshot of it and you could make it a wallpaper, because everything was so wonderful. I loved every scene, every color that they had, every vibe. I don't know the right terms for this, but even if you see the edits, you're gonna be wondering like, that aesthetic is wonderful. So they had that aesthetic and it was wonderful. I liked it, I loved it. The cinematography was amazing. everything that they have portrayed, some things had a metaphor in them, like as usual in a traditional historical Chinese drama. And our female lead, I just want to talk about our female lead so much because she's a really strong, powerful woman. She's butchering pigs to make a living, and she has a little sister that she has to look after, and she has a superhuman strength. I don't think you were waiting for this. I wasn't waiting for this to happen. She has superhuman strength. What I mean by that is she's really powerful, and I think this is genetics because her mother had the same kind of effect. But when she was growing up, her parents were like, don't you ever show this skill or your strength even to anyone. You're just gonna keep it till you can't. So this is gonna be your secret. You're not gonna show it to anyone, because they believe that if she showed her strength to another person or a stranger, they were gonna be like, this is not the right girl to marry. So they thought if she showed these kinds of skills to anyone, she wasn't gonna be able to marry anyone. So they were like, keep it a secret. And now their parents are dead. She has to like protect herself and her sister. She has to show some strength so people just like F off. So she had to show that strength, and at the same time, from when she was younger, her father had taught her a skill. I think it's a spear, like a really long spear, like 1.5 meters, and it has a big knife on the end of it, and she knows how to use that weapon. Her father taught her how to do it, so she's really skillful at that as well, but she had to keep this one a secret as well. And she's a really powerful female lead, and I love it so much because she's not as fragile as like the other ones. I like it when the female lead is stronger and can speak up for herself. She doesn't need a man for anything, but of course she doesn't need a man for anything, but for that time she needs a man for something. So let's talk about that. After going away from the funeral home that I just mentioned just now at the beginning of the drama, after she butchered some pigs and got her money, they like shared some meat with her as well. So they were like, take this to your home and eat it with your sister. I just want to help you out. I know you're struggling, like mentally, psychologically, and physically as well. So the woman just wanted to share the meat with her, and after she takes off, gets her money and takes her meat in like a little dish, she comes across a body. So I think, if I'm understanding this right, this is northern China, and at that part of China it is very cold. I don't know if it's northern, but wherever they are, it is really cold, and it is always snowing, not really raining, yeah, sometimes raining, but it is so cold all the time. Throughout all the drama, they were always wearing like some kind of coat, like some kind of like things with them, like with the furs. So it was really cold in the drama. So this day had like a snow with it as well. It was snowing. It had stopped for a while and then it kept going. It is just snowing. It's a snowstorm. She's walking home with her money and the little dish with the meat at her hand, with her butcher knives, which is a family heritage from her father and mother. She has to keep it safe because it is so special for her. And then she comes across a body under the snow. She just can't see what that is really clearly, but she just, okay, I can't deal with anything else right now. I have just lost my parents. I don't want to deal with anything. If this is a corpse, laying on the ground. I don't want to see it. I don't want to deal with it. And she walks off, but in a kind of like realization, she's like, what if he's alive or she's alive? She doesn't know the gender because nothing is seen. There's just like a silhouette of a body, and it is a very long body. I think that's why she guessed it was a man, or I guessed it was a man. So that's why she immediately runs to the body, and she's like dusting off the snow of his face and his body, and she's like, okay, this is a man. This is a very large man. Jungling her is 190 centimeters. Keep this in mind. And Tian Shui, I think she's not really taller than 165 centimeters. So there's a really good height difference. So keep this in mind. And of course, she checks his pulse and is like, his heart is beating. So she's just like, I have to keep this man alive. I have to do this. I think this is a message from my mother. And she's thinking this spiritual thing to be like, mother, my mother, sent this man to me for me to help him. So she's kind of thinking like that because she's so emotional because she just lost her parents. And then she carries him like a princess carry. Is that what it's called? Like from behind. She carries him from behind. And I saw the behind the scenes. She carried him without no special equipment. And I was so shocked. Because think about it. She's small. Like physically smaller than him. And there's a real height difference, and with a height difference there comes with a weight difference. And think about it, Tian Shui is carrying a man almost like twice the weight, if not more than that. She's like carrying this man. If I'm wrong, please correct me, but behind the scenes I saw this woman carrying that man by herself without no strings attached or anything, like no special equipment. I was so shocked to see this. And then she carries him to their home, but their neighbors are so good to them. It's like a middle-aged couple who's looking after the sisters after their parents have been like passed away. So they're like, no, Changyu, no, you cannot get this man into your own house because it is gonna hurt your reputation. You're not gonna be able to get married. Everything is about marriage and reputation. What if she doesn't wanna even marry? Set these things aside, and after like talking for a while, she's like, it doesn't matter, he's gonna die, I'm gonna save him, it doesn't really matter, we can put it to our house or your house. And after the old middle-aged couples, like the neighbors' persuasion, she's like, okay, just help me out here. I just found this man on the snow, laying on the ground. He has a bit of a weak pulse. I think he's breathing. I think he's alive. We have to get this man to be alive. So, good news. There's a man who could take care of her, and this is the middle-aged couple, the neighbor's husband. Okay, this is good news. But the bad news is he's a veterinarian, so he really took care of animals in that sense. He never took care of a human. So they're like, what could be so different? I think you can do this. And because they're in a rush, because he's gonna die at any moment, he could be dying of hypothermia, and Changyu, the female lead, saw like a stab wound on his stomach, and she's like, you have to do something right now or else he's gonna die. I don't care if you're taking care of animals your whole life or never took care of a human, you just have to do this. So after taking care of him, he's alive. He have been kept alive. And this man is not really an ordinary man, because like I said, he has a special identity. He's really up in the ladder. And our female lead doesn't know this, and our male lead doesn't want her to know this, and he is being like searched in the area for him to be killed. So I think there was an accident 16 years ago. You're gonna know about it because this is the whole point of the drama. Like, because it involves the female lead and the male lead, both of their families. So he was searching about that accident, about what happened, what really happened, who was a traitor, who was not a traitor. And while he was searching to find the truth, they were like, no, you're not gonna search about that, of course, because it's a secret. Nobody has to know about it. Nobody has been told the truth, and nobody is gonna be knowing the truth. So you're gonna shut up, not search up about it, so we're gonna kill you. So they gather up to kill him, and after they see him laying on the ground, they assume he is dead, but our female lead finds him and carries him off to the house. So now he's alive, but he has to keep a secret, but he doesn't even tell this to the woman that like found him. Like, he's really grateful, but he can't really say anything. And good thing that they didn't really call a doctor, because he has to be hiding, and he tells everyone that. And our female lead is like, okay, you have to hide, I can take care of you. So tomorrow she goes off to buy like 2 pigs, and she butchers them, and she sells them, raises them, and sells them in their family shop. Of course, it's not really easy for her to be doing this job. She has never done this before, but after seeing the male lead like this, she's like in a mindset of like, I can take care of you, I will take care of you, I know you need me, I will help you. So after this mindset changes and she has to take care of her sister as well, it just takes up another layer of like taking care of someone. So okay, they're surviving, they're making a living by butchering. Not they are. She is making a living by butchering pigs and selling pork. So, of course, their parents are dead. There's no male heir in this house because there are 2 sisters. And the uncle, which is the father's brother, is like, I have a gambling addiction, I don't have any money left, so you can take that house. It's on me. This is my house. And our female lead is like, no, that is not your house. That is my house. I know the law. I know that they have to have a male heir to this house to be able to live in it, and I'm gonna find it. And you're not gonna be able to like take this house because you're the closest relative, the male heir. So you're not gonna be able to get this house. I'm gonna do whatever I can to not give this house to you, because that house has memories. That house has been the house that she grew up, her sister grew up, the whole family had memories. She's not gonna be able to give up that. And meanwhile, she's thinking about everything. How can I find a male heir? So while brainstorming with the neighbors, who are the like middle-aged couple who is taking care of the sisters, they're like, what if, I'm just saying, what if you marry with the one that you found on the snow, laying on the ground? We took care of him. I think he's grateful enough to be like, let's get married. If something's happened, it is your repetition that is hurt. He's not gonna be able to like walk away with a scar on his reputation or something. So I think you should get married to him. And Changyu, our female lead, is like, no way. No way that I can do that. Even if I want it, he's not gonna want it. And even if he wants it, I don't think I want it. So she's thinking about it. She's really shy about taking this information to the male lead. And after her first try, she's not able to say it. She just puts the food on the table and gets out of the room. And she's just so sad about this because, of course, she thinks that he's being grateful, but after being grateful, he doesn't really have to get married to her. He doesn't have to. That is a fact. So she's feeling sad and just talks to her pigs on the pigsty on like the garden. And she's talking to her pigs about being like, acting like the pig is the male lead. So she's talking to pig like she was gonna talk to the male lead. You get what I'm saying. And of course, what is left open? A window. So our male lead happens to hear the whole conversation, and he's like, okay, I think I need to help her out, because if I don't help her out, we're not gonna have a house to live in, so we're gonna be out on the streets. So I need her to have this house as well. So after hearing this, the next morning he's like, okay, let's get married. I want to get married. But by doing this, he's getting married in, I think it's called like a matrilocal husband. So a wife is like an upper position than the husband, and the wife is taking care of the husband by herself. The husband is like a house husband, the male version of housewife. So he's taking care of the home and she's working. So normally he's a general, so it should be very hard for him to accept as a fact that he's getting married into this house, into this family, and it should be like a wound to his pride or something like that. But he's not feeling like that. He's just like focused on helping her out. And then some things happen, and then they fell in love, of course, because it is a love concept, love team. A drama is not a drama without love. So, and then some things happen, and then they fall in love. And if you're curious about how that happened, and if you're curious about what happens next in the drama, because there's 40 episodes, you can go watch it yourself. You can go check it out yourself, the drama. And if you're curious about what happened and want to hear it from me, you can request it in a comment. And please don't forget to show your support for me by liking this video and subscribing to my channel. I am really in need of subscribers right now because I have 21. I have been stuck for like a month having 21 subscribers, so I would be very thankful if you would subscribe right now. And that's it for today. I will see you guys next week.